We're here, or you're here to showcase what NDDC can do to assist the startups that we're expecting as a result of the outcome of this Tech Expo. I would like from my extreme left, could you please introduce yourself and tell us how everyone seated here can benefit from the aftermath of this Tech Expo? Starting from the chief with the red cap.
I want to welcome all of us this afternoon to the end of this program that started on Wednesday. I am the Director of Commercial and Industrial Development, Niger Delta Development Commission. Today, this event is being organized directly by my directorate. And like I was telling someone yesterday, the present management of NDDC is moving NDDC from a transactional organization to a transformatory organization. You cannot transform anybody without working on the psyche of that person. And one way you can transform someone this day is by introducing him to tech. This program is organized to expose the youth of the region to the technology of today. We have so many programs that we are coming up with that will assist. At the end of this program, the issue is the takeoff. Where do we go from here? One of the programs of the Niger Data Development Commission of the day, we have created the Niger Data Chamber of Commerce that is to bring and harmonize business growth and development in the region. Yes, we have had chambers of commerce, but we want to have a chamber of commerce that work in tune and in line with the vision of the Niger Data Development Commission. The first inaugural meeting of the chamber will be holding on Tuesday, and after that, the chamber will be inaugurated formally. There will be sensitization program across the length and breadth of the region. Young and upcoming businesses will be encouraged to register under the Chamber of Commerce. And through the Chamber of Commerce, NDDC will be reaching out to young entrepreneurs in the region. We have other programs. We have internship. Day before yesterday, the director, Agric, who is by grace of God seated with us here, Dr. Dan Ajumwa, was telling us about the HOPE project. HOPE project was initiated by the Directorate of Commercial and Industrial Development under our Skills Development Department. The issue is this: before now, we have had trainings. We have trained youth of Niger Delta. But along the line, we find out that you may have one individual attending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trainings. He hasn't made use of any of them. But under the HOPE project, another challenge we had under our former training arrangement was we had issues with our selection system. People were selected based on who they know. But under HOPE project, you'll be selected based on your interest. You will not be selected based on who you know. Along the line, we'll reel out more and more other programs that we have. Under the Commercial and Industrial Development, Commercial and Industrial Development Directorate, through which NDDC will be reaching out to the youth of the Niger Delta. Thank you.
Next. Same.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank everybody well seated. I haven't spent how many hours, and we are so humbled. I want most to thank the Chief Executive, Niger Data Development Commission, in the person of Dr. Samuel Obuku, who made this day a reality and who demonstrated his passion for the young entrepreneurs, for the intelligent ones in the region, by giving accelerated approval to see that this program sees the light of the day. May we raise hand for him. He has shown love, passion. He has shown goodwill on the region. Since his emergence as the managing director and chief executive, he has not seen the vision of the transformation agenda of this region as put aside. He has taken all his time to think out what must be done to make our region a better place to be, a new narrative. Having said this, the question goes, what do we do for our young men here to get engaged and benefit from this program directly from NDDC? On Monday, 2 days ago, I said something that you must not know anybody to get involved in NDDC. You must not know anybody. And right now, I want to assure you, if you have a good proposal, prepare your proposal, what you think you can do best, what you think is your problem, your challenges. You are in agri-tech. In agri-tech. Agri-tech is the order of the day. We are doing a lot for those of them that have established large farm. And we are still going all out to look out for those that have not gotten the opportunity to have a business with NDDC. So if you are here, you have a farm, no matter how small, come up with your profile, define whatever you are doing, and bring it up, address it to Managing Director and Chief Executive. He will minute it down to the Director of Agric and Fishery, and we will handle it. Our EDP is a hard working man. We spend 2 days in the office and 3 days in the field, trying to navigate, trying to know what is happening. Not only writing your profile, you must make sure what you are putting down is what you are doing, because we will see it. We will come. This is a period, time of transformation. It's no longer a theory where you write whatever and you come to NDDC and you cash out. No longer cash out business. It's no longer transactional organization. It is transformational organization. Can you put a clap for NDDC? Yes.
Thank you, High Chief.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say, come up with your profile, come up with what you want, address it in the right way through MD. It will trickle down to us. We will handle it with good faith. That is one. And I want to add, for you to start something doing, it does not require millions. We are talking of fund, million. 100,000 naira can make you start a poultry farm. 100,000 naira. Take 2 cartons of 2 bears. Just buy one bag. After 2-3 weeks, sell it to the market, you make money. Take another one. Revolve it. It is possible. Even snaring. If you behind your compound, take a wire gauze, round it. Buy a snail of 10,000 naira. Pour it there. Take the drops from your kitchen. Throw it there. Within 21 days, they start laying eggs. In the next 1 month, go there and see what those snails have done for you. There are so many things one can do.
Thank you very much,
just the lazy one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right. And I like the fact that we went from talking theory to sticking our fingers a little bit into the practicals, because that's where the next question is going. Muhammad Ali, I believe, was the person who put out the famous quote that no plan of attack survives first contact with the enemy. But I think what he said was no excellently made plan for combat survives the first time you get punched in the jaw. So let's talk the brass tacks. Professor Solomon, I'm told you're the person to throw any questions about projects to. So we've had a lot of very, very, very interesting conversations here. We've thrown ideas back and forth. We've had sessions inside of sessions, as you could see at some point today. Where does NDDC go next with taking all of these ideas and making them things that can be actionable for the people here in the region?
Okay. I'll try to answer your question in a manner that is as simple as possible. Okay, I'm Solomon Abuja. I'm a Deputy Director in Project Monitoring and Supervision. I've heard all what we've said. Unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough to have benefited from the sessions we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But what I've heard today is fine. What I've heard today is fine. With what I've seen here, I think we can say this may or should mark the beginning of an era. NDDC is willing to partner with young entrepreneurs who have ideas, whatever the ideas are, so long as it's people-oriented, especially if it's in the area of infrastructural development that will be executed for the benefit of our people. We are willing to look at it. If we fund it, we also would have to participate in monitoring, supervising, to ensure at the end of the day, the people get value for money. And in doing that, I think we are going to work in line with best practices. Best practices as far as project monitoring, supervision, and delivery is concerned.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much. Short and sweet. Patrick, any questions?
Not at all.
Not? Okay. Well, I'm going to have a field day with this then. Please keep in mind that in about 5 minutes, we're going to open up the floor to the audience so you can ask your own questions of the members of the NDDC here. Who do I ask questions relating to community affairs? Ah, fantastic. Madame, the NDDC in the past had a reputation for being the intercessor when it came to making peace between communities that didn't really want to talk to each other. It became the common glue that held communities in the Niger Delta together. As we stride forward from a time when our output, our products were industrial, into a time where they're going to be more or less defined or predefined in some cases by technology, how is the NDDC going to break this new era, as Prof has rightly said, down so that the understanding of the value chain and the values that are going to flow down that chain is apparent to even the people in the not so metropolitan parts of the Niger Delta?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Please, audience, permit me to sit down. As I can see, my colleagues were all standing up, please. Let me just sit down. Thank you very much. I've already been introduced, and my concern really about what's going on here is that we are more involved in urban community, and we are not giving some kind of preference to the rural community, where we have the major part of the people who should be leveraging on this ecosystem that we're talking about. If they don't understand what we're doing, then all that we'll be doing may not, to a very large extent, impact effectively in the region. So I think this question is really apt. Community and rural development, essentially, yeah, in the past we've been involved in interfacing, with issues that border on our projects, conflict issues that border on our projects, and communal crises that also border on encumbered objects in the right-of-way of our projects, meaning projects that cut across communities. And so we've had issues with contractors, we've had issues with the youths, we've had issues with women, we've had issues with men. And having said that, first of all, for the directorate in 2007, we came up with a tech idea to gather data of our communities in the region. And we started that with Southbridge software. I was even wondering why Southbridge is not here, because they are very much involved in software application. And so we started with them, and they were able to gather information on what the youths are doing at the rural communities, what the women are doing at the rural communities, and where are the flashpoints of crisis. They were able to gather all of this information. But as we proceed further, they came up again. One thing led to another. They couldn't deploy the software at the time, but the information has been gathered. And so they came up with what we now look at as a database management system, which the Southbridge called Comprehensive Community and Rural Development Information Management System, CRDIMS. And the essence of this is to serve as a tool to facilitate efficient data collection, analyze, ease decision-making in terms of where we have flashpoints of conflict. And so having gathered this data, we will be able to deploy and know from the office where we are having issues at the community levels. That is where we are getting to in relation to the Tech Expo. So already we've started the process, and we hope that our management will do the needful going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. And the next question, I'll be going to Dr. Oscar. This is NDDC, and these are the Niger Delta. I'm a chemical engineer by training. And when I look at the streets of Port Harcourt, extremely dirty. You see refuse everywhere. You see plastics everywhere. I've gone to school. How can I convert this waste into wealth? As a student, or as an engineer, or as a master's degree or PhD degree holder, I've gone to school, I've acquired the necessary skills. How can NDDC help me in taking the waste out of Port Harcourt into producing valuable end products? For instance, when I do the pyrolysis of waste plastics, I can get diesel. You agree with me, everybody here, that a liter of diesel is sold for 1,000 plus, right? If I collect the waste within my estates and I want to start producing diesel from it, how can NDDC be of help to me? Dr. Oscar, please.
Yeah. First of all, my name is Dr. Oscar once again. Before I answer the question, it's also very important for me to appreciate this very first opportunity for NDDC to be interfacing with our young people, where we are distracting them from the previous stories they may have heard about the commission. I think they are beginning to see currently that the stories they have heard about the commission is not always true. And this is a great opportunity for us to be telling our stories differently. Like it's often said, I think the media has a code. There's a media code that said good news is no news. That's why bad news spread faster than good news. And for the very first time, under the leadership of our very amicable MD CEO, Chief Samuel Ogbuku, we have decided to tell our stories differently. See, I think we deserve to put our hands together for ourselves. Now, on environmental issues, as a matter of fact, environmental issue is the most misunderstood conception all over the world. I think before it came into front burner in Nigeria history, the issue of environment is something that people misunderstand. And this is a great platform. The department where I work, Environmental Protection and Control, the directorate where I work, we are working so hard to make people feel the impact of what the word environment stands for concerning the planet. Not until people begin to understand the planet as a human being, see the planet as a human being, a super organism, that whatever happened to his hand, if you are a representative of the planet, for instance, whatever happened to your hand affects the whole body. And that is what we do when we unconsciously degrade the environment, which has happened many years ago, without knowing. And what is powering the earth? First of all, this earth is a closed system. We need to understand that. What do I mean by a closed system? This earth has subsystems, just like human beings have cells. In our body, we have cells. Our cells come together to form tissue. The tissues come together to form organs. It is the organs that form various systems, like you have digestive system, circulatory system, skeletal system. The same way it goes on the earth, this earth that we are, is a closed system that is powered just by 4 subsystems. I'm just laying a foundation for what we are doing. What are these 4 subsystems? We have the geosphere, the ground that we are standing on is a system. The biosphere, that is the living organisms on inside this earth, is a closed circuit. The hydrosphere, that is the water body, and the atmosphere, the air above us. And it's an envelope. When you hear that somebody dies, it does not just vanish, it just change state. That's why the volume of water on this earth right from the day of creation is still constant till today. The volume of sand the day God created this earth is still constant, it has not changed. What happened is that they change state from one system to another system. In other words, when you are constantly or unconsciously polluting a section of the planet, unknown to you that you are destroying the entire system. And that is how a whole lot of people contributed so much to this climate change. You can see Port Harcourt was very hot past few months. What was responsible is climate change, which you and I have contributed to. So the role of environmental protection and control is to make each and every one of us as we are here, especially the young people, to be environmental stewards. We are working so hard to make you environmental managers. That is why there is one important event we do annually. We call it, of course, it's a global event called World Environment Day. World Environment Day is a day set aside June 5th of every year, where we escalate environmental issues to the knowledge of every man and promoting a specific objective of every action that you are supposed to take or whatever engagement you are supposed to do to contribute to a healthier planet. So one of the benefits that will be a fallout of this event is how these young entrepreneurs begin to put in place systems that we can use, because already there is a lot of proposals on ground that we are working on from the waiting for approval on waste management strategies that will be eco-friendly. In other words, we are going to be beyond just mere disposal. We want to go to proper waste reduction. Because if you do waste reduction, that is the only one of the most sustainable, waste reduction is one of the most sustainable waste management strategies.
Thank you very much, Prof. I think at this point, the director wants to add to what he just said.
Thank you very much. In addition to what my colleague has just said, we know that waste management is a challenge, not only in Niger Delta, but all over the world. Like he said, NDDC does not get directly involved in establishment of industries, but we can collaborate with any establishment that can come up with a modern technology that can convert the waste in the region into wealth. When I was younger in this directorate, we had a proposal from someone from Abia State who wanted to convert feces to gas. But along the line, nothing came out of that. Fortunately, today we are talking of tech. Any establishment, any individual, any group that can come up with a modern, a more effective way of managing and converting waste into wealth, I am sure NDDC will attend to that. Thank you.
All right. I believe we have just under 6 minutes left.
Sorry, before we finalize, there's somebody from e-governance here. Okay? Just in 2 minutes, sir. I am in the audience. I read history in school. I'm a lawyer. I'm a political scientist. How can I fit into the e-governance structure of the NDDC ecosystem?
I want to stand on every already established protocols since the inception of this program today. I want to restrict myself to e-governance. We've heard a lot about e-governance here. I want to say that the through the inspirational leadership of MD CEO, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, the Commission is doing a lot of things differently now. It's possible, like you're aware, somebody cited an example in the morning. Our office is not inundated with crowds of people coming in, trying to make inquiries on all this, especially in this scholarship program. People can, on their own, through technology, be able to access our website or our portal and do those applications. I want to also state that recently, it's possible for us to, for the MD to have a meeting with every staff of the Commission across the 9 states of the region and the Abuja liaison office without the staff having to move from all those states to Port Harcourt for such meetings. And this is done through technology, real time. And everybody can participate and ask questions from their locations. So the Commission is deploying e-governance to improve its services, enhance service delivery to the citizens. And a lot of citizens are having the opportunity to participate in what we are doing. The Project Hope, for instance, quite a lot of people also use the platforms, the tech platforms, to do the application. And we also have data that we gather in respect of the people that who are applying for this program. So actually the Commission is really moving in line with tech, and we believe that through the transformational leadership of our MD, that we'll be able to leverage more on technology, to be able to, like Ibufuro said earlier on, to be able for contractors to be able to access information about their payment without having to come to the Commission.
Thank you very much. Now, the NDDC scholarship program is ongoing. Do I need to know somebody in NDDC to be able to access the portal? There's a foreign scholarship. It's advertised on your website, right? It's advertised on the NDDC website. I don't need to know anybody to apply for the scholarship. And as soon as you meet the criteria, what happens? Will I automatically get the scholarship?
So, you may be able to meet the criteria, but there are processes. And the processes starts from the application. And after the application, if you meet the pre-qual, that is the pre-qualification standards, then you move to the next phase where the interview and all those exams comes in. And it is after this, and this is one of the programs that have actually given the Commission quite a lot of mileage. A lot of us can vouch for the Commission in respect of this program because quite about 70-75% of it is gotten on merit. Thank you, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have even less time than I'd originally hoped for, but I'm still going to throw out the opportunity for a handful, a very, very small, baby-sized handful of questions for members of the NDDC here. There's a lady out there, there's a gentleman there, and there's a lady out here. Okay, so 3 questions, that's about as much time as we have. Please keep in mind that I'd like questions, not observations. And audio, you have me on good authority. If observations start to seep out, you are allowed to fade the mic out.
There's no education here. I'm wondering why and what the fate of those of us from the Niger Delta will be in terms of upscaling practices in education if it's not entered here. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the last question. Yes, truly on the list of the courses NDDC is sponsoring for scholarship, there is no education presently. From the inception of the NDDC scholarship, our focus has been on science and technology. We have medicine, we have environmental, we have engineering. The only non-science program that is there is law. So I believe that maybe with time, we will go down into including other courses in our foreign scholarship program. For now, our major focus is on science and technology. Thank you.
My name is Engineer Dr. Michael Tarefa from the Niger Delta University. I'm a two-time beneficiary of the NDDC Overseas Scholarship. First in 2011, and that's my master's in the UK, and then in 2014 for a PhD. And I was duly paid, and because of that, I returned to Nigeria to contribute to my development, to contribute to the development of the Niger Delta region. We've done Bayelsa Expo several times where we look at young people from the primary school, try to see what project they can bring to the fore. And we have had amazing innovations right there in Bayelsa, from students in primary school down to secondary school. And I hope that we can form a partnership with the NDDC and the other organizations here to build up on that. My question is, relating to the NDDC Overseas Scholarship, a lot of students come from overseas to write these exams. Can the NDDC now leverage on proctoring technologies where people don't have to leave their locations? They can just stay wherever state they are and write this exam without having to come to Port Harcourt for the exam. And secondly, I would like to know if the NDDC has a link on their website where people with innovative ideas can pitch or send in their proposals. And thank you very much. I think I will stop here.
Excellent first question, actually.
Okay, thank you, sir. I've heard your question. But I think, like we all know, e-governance is an evolving process. Maybe in the next few years or in the coming years, we'll get to a level where our computer-based tests, could be done from outside the shores of this country. We'll take all these concerns to management and they'll look at possibilities where that could be addressed. But for now, I think it is what it is. But I'm sure if more persons bring these suggestions and management attention is drawn to this, they may consider the possibility where these tests could be written from outside the shores of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. There's one more person. There's a lady in front over here. What's here? Okay, I see more hands up, and I know there's twice the inspiration for more questions. But here's the thing. The reason all of these folks are here is so you know them by name. We told you what all their names were.
I want to know if there are modalities put in place to turn waste to wealth in order to curb unemployment in the region and Nigeria as a whole.
Thank you, Ma, for that question. I know that every investment, besides profit intent, is aimed at curbing unemployment. So whoever that comes up with a technology that will convert the vast waste in the region into wealth will eventually be generating a lot of employment. Thank you.
Oh, there's an addendum to that?
Actually, there had been a number of proposals, presentations to the Directorate of Environmental Protection and Control as regards to waste to wet. A whole lot of these proposals, like our management is always very careful in expending government expenditures, because many of the proposals that have come has always been foreign-based technologies. And when it is all foreign-based, first of all, the initial capital to go about it is huge. Then sustainability now become a concern. And that's why the NDDC has not fully taken up on that, is that we are looking for a homegrown solution. And that's why we will rely so much on whatever our technological experts that is coming up can do, and other partnership that can take place within the region, whereby whatever we want to use to solve the problem must be something that can be easily managed within, even though we are going to have a sourcing of foreign equipment or foreign expertise, it's not going to be 90-10%, maybe 60-40 or 50-50. I think that is one of the limitations we are still experiencing moving forward on this waste to wet program.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, we are very, very far overshot on our time, and I want to take this time to thank the lady and the gentleman from the NDDC for having stuck with us until this very late hour in the afternoon, or early evening actually, and for having been here humbly to answer all of our questions. Thank you all very much.